Because remember, everybody was on the bus stinking, filthy, wasn't nobody taking no baths. It was breath all over the damn place. Remember that tour bus? When they toured, I think it was Europe or some stuff like that. It was the Monococali bus. And everybody was freaking. If you ain't about to tell us that, girl, what you about to say? Happy New Year, love bugs. Happy New Year, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and tip your favorite narrator via Cash App at $NAROB on YouTube. And if you are not already a part of this book club, hit the Patreon link below in the description bar. And or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small $5 monthly fee, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue talking about Mary Wilson's Supreme Faith. I wish they would go somewhere with all that biting and shit. They getting on my nerves, y'all. I need to get a break from these dogs because they not going to make it through 2025. I'm going to end up kicking one out the door. The resulting LP, The Supreme, produced and arranged by Jimmy Webb, originally titled Beyond Myself, was radically different from Floyd Joy. Once again, we were back to being a lead singer with two backup vocalists. I did sing one song, I Keep It Here. In 1989, Linda Ronstadt covered this on her album Cry Like a Rainstorm. The other selections included Johnny Mitchell's All I Want, Harry Nilsson's Paradise, and the rock oldie Tossin' and Turnin'. Stephen Schwartz, I Guess I'll Miss the Man from the Motown financed Broadway musical Pippin was the first single. As much as I loved this album, several things about it were not in the Supremes' best interest. In June, we switched managers and started working again with Shelley Berger, who'd managed Diana Ross and the Supremes in the 60s. All during a meeting to discuss our upcoming summer tour with the Temptations, the managers and Motown people talked about Linda, Jean, and me as if we weren't there. Then we discovered that not only were the Supremes the opening act, but we were billed under the Temps. They were selling more records and had some big hits recently, like Just My Imagination and Superstar. But still, this was a real blow to us. I don't know why. I mean, they was getting to the money at the time. How you gonna be mad? Just be happy you there. Just be happy you there. That's me. I'm just happy I'm there. Now you better pay me, cause I'm there. Going back to the In Vogue bitches. Let's get to the money. I don't care if I like her. She shouldn't care if she like me. Let's get to the money. Like at my job, I work in several different areas. Okay, I'm probably the only person, well, I am, me and maybe one other person or two other people that go everywhere. I don't give a fuck about what people don't like me, because we're going to work together. And we're going to work together in a capacity that gets shit done. I don't like that. Oh, I don't like her, so I'm going to quit. Fuck. What? You gonna let another bitch be in control of your money? Just like Mary Wilson. You about to be in your feelings because the Temptations is the pool? They have to be the pool. Mary Wilson, y'all ain't had a hit in years.
User.
After we saw the itinerary, the only conclusion we could draw was that Motown was trying to kill us by working us to death. We started rehearsing for the tour, and in some ways it was like old times, especially with Melvin Franklin and me. Girl, if you don't talk about how you and Melvin Franklin was hunching in the backseat of that monococali bus, because remember, everybody was on the bus stinking, filthy, wasn't nobody taking no baths, it was breath all over the damn place. Remember that tour bus? When they toured, I think it was Europe or some stuff like that, it was the monococali bus. And everybody was freaking. If you ain't about to tell us that, girl, fuck what you about to say. Everybody else talk about the Otis. Otis has something to offer Otis. And it's so hard for me to look at him right now as an old man. I'll be like, ooh, Otis. He probably got titty ball rings and everything. I think we're going to put his book on the list too. Otis ain't going to tell us shit, but we know all the tea anyway, Otis. And we going to read the book and we going to tell the real tea. Because we done read all the other people's books who gave the tea. We started rehearsing for the tour, and in some ways it was like old times, especially with Melvin Franklin and me. Melvin and I had crushes on each other when we were teens, and we've been dear friends ever since. But things were different too. David Ruffin had left the group back in 1968. Then Paul Williams and Eddie Kendricks in 1971. It was interesting, though, that despite all the changes, the Temps still seemed stable. This is credit to co-founders Melvin and Otis, always supporting each other. Seeing them reminded me how much I missed Diane and Flo. I compared the Temps situation to my own. I would always be outnumbered by new girls. We opened with the Temptations at the Now Grove in Los Angeles to great reviews. Many people from Motown attended the show, and afterward, Barry invited us to a party at his home, but I declined. At the time, he and Diane were making Lady Sings the Blues, the film biography of singer Billie Holiday. Hey, Barry suggested, why don't you come down to the studio and see the rushes? I don't know what rushes are. Maybe you actress people would know. Anyway, incredible movie. She deserved an Oscar. I don't know what it is about Diana Ross. That hussy works hard. And she has never been rewarded the way that she should have been. Okay? And you people down in the comments be like, she ain't never win no Grammy. She won a Lifetime Achievement Award Grammy, okay? That ain't good enough for y'all. Basically, the Lifetime Achievement Award Grammy means that we fucked up by not giving it to you in the past, and now we're going to give it to you. Even though you ain't got no big ass hit. We're going to give it to you now because you deserve it. We should have gave it to you then, but the Grammys was on that bullshit. Same thing about the Oscar. She should have gotten an Oscar for Lady Sings the Blues. I don't know who beat her out, but she definitely deserved it. She was on it. She was on one. Man, I believed that Diana Ross was Billie Holiday at the end of that movie. My first impulse was to say no, but Barry insisted. We met at the Paramount lot and he showed me some outtakes. I knew that Diane would be good, but I was surprised how great she was. I'd assumed you had to take acting lessons to know how to act. I was very proud of her and still think Lady Sings the Blues is the best thing she ever did on the Jesus. So we read the Richard Pryor book. And the entire time that Richard Pryor was working with Diana Ross, she was like, oh, Barry, he's drunk. Oh, he's gross. I don't want him touching me, Barry. Look at him over there. He's a mess. Now, know this about Lady Sings the Blues. This is the tea of Lady Sings the Blues. If you guys do not know, I'm a bit hyper because I just drank some coffee. Forgive me, y'all. But the character of Louis McKay, Berry Gordy did was sum all of three men into one man. And that's how they came up with the Louis McKay, Billy D. Williams character. They just added them all together. You know, and then they romanticized the relationship. So as long as you all know that Louis McKay was not just one character, it was a summation of three. Okay? So, and I know this from reading the Richard Pryor book. Y'all, we done a lot of books around here, y'all. Diane was like, oh, he's gross, Barry. I don't want him near me. He all drunk and sweaty. Oh, Barry, Richard Pryor is disgusting. And Richard Pryor was like, fuck you, because at the time, Richard Pryor was under a contract with Motown. Because remember, Richard Pryor had a run with Motown. He did Bingo Long and the Traveling All-Stars. He did The Wiz. He did Lady Sings the Blues. And what other movie was it that he did? I can't remember, but he was pigeonholed to Motown for a while. The whole time with Barry, I couldn't help but feel that he was doing more than just sharing his new work with me. He beamed as he talked about how great Diane was. His whole manner seemed to say, I told you, you should have stuck with me. Barry was the winner, and he made sure that I knew it. I don't know about you should have stuck with me, because Barry wasn't really trying to be with the Supremes anyway. They were an afterthought. And after Diane left the Supremes, I was always very proud of her and proud that she'd been a Supreme. Contrary to what most other stars might say publicly, there was scant support for Diane in Hollywood. Most of them said she would never make it alone, or if she did, she wouldn't be as big. When word got out that she was going to portray Billie Holiday, some stars laughed at her behind her back, mimicking the way she hunched her shoulders and rolled her eyes when she sang, or the way the veins in her neck bulged as she reached for high notes. Part of this was anger and jealousy. There were many black performers who'd worked 20 or 30 years and could sing their butt offs, but couldn't get the breaks Diane did. That's because Diana Ross did what she needed to do to get where she needed to be. Fuck y'all.